Alrighty guys, so in this video, we're talking about the optimal work day to be able to consistently get 12 to 14 hour days without burning out. So what I've done pretty much is go through a lot of testing with this, and basically what we're talking about now is the best way that I've personally found to attack the day. So people like Hormozy say, just wake up, work, do all your stuff, have a black coffee, then run it. But then there's also people that say, the complete opposite, who say, let me have a 5-hour morning routine, different routines, waking up early, working out, sleeping in, et cetera, doing different stuff. So hopefully this is going to give you some insights just about what actually works and why, to basically just save you the hassle of going through that testing phase, so you can pretty much just get straight to producing tons of work and just making that cash, because that's what we're here for. That's what this channel's about. Obviously, things are going to be different for different people, so don't take this as absolute law, but at the same time, this should be able to provide some good insights about, just someone who's boots on the ground in the trenches currently and working. So to be honest, before I actually figured this out, I did have a lot of days where, you kind of get lost between different tasks, and, you have some important work that may, be left to the end of the day and end up not getting done. And then all of a sudden the business doesn't move forward. So we know the value in getting these levers done, these really important things done. And after I realized that and I started implementing this, I actually 2x'd my business's revenue in the span of a few months. So let me just run you through these 3 biggest insights that I can give. And typically I don't actually see people talking about this. Especially this first one. The first one is actually entering a quote unquote zombie mode at your desk first thing in the morning. So before you do anything else, before you talk to anyone, you want to literally just sit at your desk when you're literally almost passed out. So you literally just want to stand up and go straight to your desk. What you want to do is literally wake up, have a shower, get a coffee, and then sit at the desk. And all of a sudden you're insanely productive. I think this has something to do with the source of dopamine that you get first in the morning being the thing that you want to crave dopamine from the rest of the day, because it's literally almost like your brain is too asleep to be distracted, but just awake enough to focus on the task. And you literally just, it's absolutely insane. So you want to do that. And I would usually use this time to write things like sales letters and do marketing stuff, because typically that's the highest leverage, and you want to get that thing done first before anything else. And if you think you might be too asleep during that time to get that done, it might be worth, just doing the hard lifting in the morning, first thing that you do, and then after that you can go back and edit it after you go to the gym or something like that. So recently, what I've also been doing is waking up at 4 a.m. So this is not for any reason other than Alex Becker does it, and obviously he's a 100 millionaire, so I wanted to try and be like Alex Becker. But then after I tried it, I did find that it's also good to get things done early in the day, just for the sake of feeling productive. So you want to get those basically the needle move forward before anything else happens. So you want to get that done usually before 9 a.m. So if you're anything like me, you're probably going to feel anxious almost if you're not moving towards the growth goals. So this has been very good for me to just get the major blocks moved before 9 a.m. So then I can go on with the rest of the day, obviously talking to clients, talking to employees, stuff like this. And it's not something that I would necessarily say, go out and, you have to wake up at 4 a.m., et cetera, because that's kind of cringe, because some people do work better at night. But what you want to do is basically figure out what hours of the day you're going to work best, and then lean into that inclination that you have naturally. So everyone's going to kind of a different body clock, and they're going to be able to focus well at different times. So just make sure that you're figuring out how to do that for yourself. And to give you an idea about my exact routine, basically it's 4 a.m. wake up, shower, coffee, then get to the desk at about 4:30 or 5. And then 5 to 6, I'll usually do some deep work. And then at 6, I'll get another coffee. Then at about 6:15 to 8, I'll do some more deep work. Then at 8 a.m, I'll try and go outside and try and get some sunlight. At that point, it's usually bright, and I'll maybe try and meditate or just try and get some fresh air. And then I'll finish off a bit more work from 8:15 to 9. Then get some cardio in, or do some work in the gym, or go for a walk, or just try and refresh my brain. I like to treat this as something like a defibrillator for your brain. So you want to just zap yourself back into work, because otherwise your brain's going to get pretty fried. Then at 11 a.m, so that's a 2-hour break there in the morning. So at 11 a.m, I want to get back to the desk for more work. That's basically just some lower level stuff. 1 p.m. lunch, and then at 2 p.m. back to admin and sort of work and just doing stuff that needs to be done, sort of the pencil pushing sort of stuff. And then at 6 p.m, that'll be my end of day. I'll chill out, go for a walk, see friends, do whatever you need to do, go train, whatever it may be. 7:30 p.m, you want to be reading. 8 p.m, you want to be in bed. Obviously, I don't stick to this every day like it's the law, but that's just sort of the rough guide that I use to get through the day. 2 things to note there. Basically, number 1 is that I set up my day into 3 different parts. So there's 3 major work blocks that happen there. and I differentiate the work that I do in each block. So it basically became a tiered system of levers, focusing on tier 1 levers first, all the way through to tier 3. So take note. So the first block that I just described is tier 1 levers. So that's basically 5 a.m. to 9 a.m. So this includes sales letters, writing content, writing SOPs, and any copywriting stuff that requires heavy focus. So anything that's the most important thing that you do, for me, that's that stuff, then that's when you want to do it in that time. If you're a manager and your main ROI is going to be gained from managing people, you want to put all your important meetings in that time. It's going to be different for different people, but make sure that your most important stuff is attacked during that period. Tier 2 includes meetings, outreach, client comms, etc., etc. This is basically the second most tiered importance, obviously, tier 1 and tier 2. Then tier 3 is basically things like consuming content, so things like reading, listening to audiobooks, consuming sales letters, etc., etc. Basically, in my first block of work, it's only going to be tier 1. And in the second and third blocks, I'll do a little bit of a mix of both because you basically need to just have that time to just block off. And you'll hear people say this all the time, and that's for a very good reason, and that's because it's true. And another thing that you probably want to notice as well, I want to have a long rest period after doing deep work. So I have my 5 to 9 a.m. work, and then I'll have 2 hours of rest. That's because, to be honest, what I found was that it was more effective to basically try and switch off completely after doing that big work block than to, you just try and power through it and be a hero and just keep working, because that kind of led to being a bit less productive later in the day. So what I wanted to do was basically have a mental reset, and what it turned out to be is basically having 3 different days in one day. So you have your first block, then gym, chill out, walk, then have another block, then have lunch, then have another block, and that's kind of like you can get that freshness each time rather than just burning out. So I hope this helps you, and I hope, if you want more videos like this, check out the ones on my page, and I hope that you got some value out of this, and potentially, value enough to go and watch some other videos. Go like, subscribe, do other good stuff, and join the free group in the description, school.com/Sophron.